Right now at noon, a big announcement for Wisconsin as Milwaukee is chosen to host the Democratic National Convention. And a Pennsylvania couple says they have found another video of R. Kelly abusing underage girls. Plus, President Trump releases his 2020 budget proposal. We'll tell you what it includes.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Monday. It is official. Democrats will gather in Milwaukee in 2020 to nominate their presidential candidate. Milwaukee beat out two other cities to get the bid for the Democratic National Convention. Rose Schmidt is live at the state capitol to tell us what this means for our state. Rose?
Well, Mark, this will mark a first for Wisconsin, and it means tens of thousands of visitors will come to the area surrounding Milwaukee for that convention that will likely stretch well into the Madison area. State and local officials have been working behind the scenes to bring the DNC to Wisconsin, a state that carried President Trump in 2016, and one where the former Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton did not campaign. The last time a Midwestern city hosted the DNC was in Chicago in 1996. Governor Evers says this convention represents a tremendous opportunity for Wisconsin to be on the world stage. Milwaukee edged out Houston and Miami to get the bid for the convention, which is scheduled for July 13th through 16th, 2020 at Pfizer Forum. Milwaukee's mayor is calling this a great day for the city.
This is a city that fights back, and I think hosting the first ever political convention for a major party in this city's history is monumental.
Former Republican Governor Scott Walker, who championed the building of the Bucks' new arena, tweeted today, "Congrats to Milwaukee." Speaker Robin Vos previously said he welcomes, quote, limousine liberals, and that the convention would give Republicans an opportunity to remember why they want to elect President Trump. And questions had been raised about whether Milwaukee had enough hotel rooms or could raise the money needed for this convention, but Milwaukee city officials say they are confident in their abilities. The official announcement is scheduled for today at 3 o'clock in Milwaukee. Back to you, Mark.
All right, Rose Schmidt reporting live from the state capitol. Exciting news indeed. Let's head over to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast. Boy, disconcerting over the weekend, more snow.
There was more snow over the weekend, but we have sunshine out there now, and I think folks are going to like what is getting ready to come our way next. But still plenty of blue sky, not even much in the way of cloud cover. This is live from our station. Temperatures are still below freezing, though. That's the downside. It's a little chilly, even though it is sunny out there. 29 right now in town. 30s just about elsewhere. 30 in Lone Rock, same for Mineral Point. 31 as you work your way down towards Monroe, Watoma at 25. Now, we do have those winds coming out of the west and northwest at 10 miles per hour, so things are just a little bit breezy as you do step outside. We've seen the breezy conditions pretty much all weekend long, but things are going to be relaxing as we go through the rest of today. Expect those winds to become pretty calm during the overnight hours and into your Tuesday. But those are all behind a cold front that did come through yesterday, so we are seeing a lot of folks dealing with some of those cooler temperatures at the moment. But after falling to about 15 degrees tonight, things go in the better direction as we go towards the middle of the week. In fact, spring is only 9 days away, but we're going to tell you how close it's going to feel like spring in that main forecast coming up.
All right, looking forward to that. See you in a few minutes, Chris. Thank you. A Monroe man is in jail following a stabbing that took place over the weekend. Monroe police say they were called to the 1700 block of 30th Street Saturday night for the report of a stabbing. Police say 24-year-old Joseph Luth started arguing with a woman. He showed a knife and then threatened to harm himself. Then a 37-year-old man tried to take the knife away from him, but during the struggle, that man was stabbed. The man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say both men were intoxicated. Luth is facing a second-degree recklessly endangering safety charge and disorderly conduct while armed. The United Nations Secretary General says at least 21 U.S. staff members died in the Ethiopian Airlines crash on Sunday. Ethiopian Airlines has grounded the rest of its fleet of brand new jetliners after Sunday's crash that killed all 157 people on board, including 8 Americans. Search crews recovered the black boxes from Ethiopian Flight 302 in a debris field near Ethiopia's capital today. Another alleged R. Kelly sex tape is now in the hands of federal prosecutors. On Sunday, a Pennsylvania couple announced they recently discovered a tape allegedly showing the singer engaging in sex with underage girls. Gloria Allred, who represents Gary and Sally Dennis, says the couple never met Kelly and they don't know how the VHS tape ended up in a box of old sports tapes.
Over the years, there have been friends that gave him sports tapes because they know he likes sports. And he has no idea.
The Grammy winner is already facing charges in Chicago of sexually abusing 4 victims, including 3 who were underage at the time. In his interview with Gayle King last week, Kelly denied ever having sex with minors. President Trump is setting up another fight with congressional Democrats over the border wall with his 2020 budget request. The president's proposal includes a request for $8.6 billion to build more than 700 miles of barriers along the southern border while cutting domestic programs to pay for the construction.
Congress refused to fund his wall. The president was forced to admit defeat and reopen the government without getting his wall. The same thing will repeat itself if he tries this again, so we hope he's learned his lesson.
The whole issue of the wall and border security is of paramount importance. We have a crisis down there. I think the president has made that case very effectively.
Only the House has the authority to originate revenue and appropriations bills, meaning Democrats will have a lot to say in what actually makes it into the 2020 budget. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
It's warm and comforting, yet not so heavy that you'll want to hibernate. Don't go anywhere or you might miss what we're whipping up. Spring may be right around the corner, but that doesn't mean we're ready to give up on our comforting casseroles quite yet. As a matter of fact, the dish we're whipping up today is the perfect tween casserole. I call it that because it's perfect for those days when you want something warm and cozy, yet not so heavy that you feel like hibernating. We start by combining a can of cream of chicken soup, some sour cream, and milk in a baking dish. To that, we add a good amount of chunked up cooked chicken, a package of frozen mixed veggies, and a little salt and pepper. Now we top this with a mixture we made by combining some baking mix with cornmeal, an egg, and milk. Some shredded cheddar cheese goes on top of that, and into the oven it goes. The nice thing about this is that it has everything you need in one pan, making dinner and cleanup a breeze. Once it's bubbling hot and the cheesy cornmeal topping sort of sets up, it's time to grab a big spoon and start dishing it up. The step-by-step recipe for our golden chicken casserole is online now, along with lots of compliments, which earned it its top-notch rating. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a crowd-pleasing way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a sunny and cool Monday. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your first alert forecast when we come back. Our call for action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. The number 608-270-2833. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials are up over 100 points. The Nasdaq up 129 and the S&P 500 up 32. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. How was the big cheese fest in Green Bay?
It was super fun, and a lot of people along with me. I was talking with John Umhafer, Executive Director of the Wisconsin Cheesemakers. They organize it. He said the first time that they tried kind of the meet and greet situation after the event, they had about 300 people. This year they broadened the net just a little bit. They had hoped for 500, had 550 people along with me at the KI Convention Center on Thursday evening when they crowned the new U.S. champion. Although it wasn't a cheese from Wisconsin, we did have the first and second runners-up, and from the same cheesemaker, Marika Penterman from Marika's Gouda Cheese, Holland Cheese Factory up in Thorpe, Wisconsin. Her raw milk Gouda cheese got both the first runner-up and the second runner-up. Now, I told you last week, 50% of the top 20 finalists were from Wisconsin. That's only the tip of the iceberg. We are still counting up how many first and seconds and thirds our Wisconsin cheesemakers got. But remember, we had a record number of entries last week, more than 2,500 that they had to work through. I said to John Umhafer, where's all the excess going? And the yogurt and a lot of the string cheese, the stuff that's already pretty well packaged for individual distribution, was going to Paul's Pantry up in the Green Bay area. And they said that it was going to be difficult for them to handle all the volume. So obviously a situation where the contest, very, very popular. And again, congratulations to all our Wisconsin cheesemaker. The outstanding, the U.S. Supreme Champion was a fellow from Ohio, Millersburg, Ohio, with a baby Swiss wheel that took home the top prize. Barrel cheese up 1/4 cent today in Chicago at 136 3/4. 40-pound block cheese, that's down 1.5 pennies at 152. Today, butter unchanged at 226 3/4. Getting ready to go down on campus. I'm a speaker this afternoon, and for a change, I'm happy to have sunglasses. I'll put the boots on for a little while, I guess, this week, because it sounds like that snow is going to turn into a lot of moving water by the time we get to Wednesday or Thursday, huh?
And has no place to go, ground frozen. No. All right, well, have fun on campus.
All right.
See you later. Chris Reese is here now with that first alert forecast and some melting on the way.
Yeah, some melting is certainly on the way. A lot of that may start today. We have plenty of sunshine out there. In fact, here's a live look from our sky camera right outside of the studio, showing all of the sunshine that we do have in place. A lot of crystal blue skies, which of course is a very welcomed change around here. Now, with the sunlight and the higher sun angle that we do have, even though temperatures are still below freezing, you're going to start to see a lot of melting taking place today, and that will begin. It's possible that we may see the grass again by the end of the week. In fact, that's likely. 29 degrees in Madison right now, 30 in Janesville. We do have those winds coming out of the west and northwest at 10 miles per hour. So yeah, things are at least a little bit breezy as you step out, but those winds are still relaxing compared to what we did see over the weekend. Temperatures, though, at least a couple degrees warmer than colder rather, than we were at this time yesterday. 11 degrees colder in Wautoma. Here in Madison, we're about 4 degrees colder, which is not the biggest of changes. But as we go through about the next 12 hours, expect our temperatures to warm up a couple more degrees, topping out right around 32. With clear skies overnight, though, things do get a lot colder. We'll see those temperatures falling down into the teens. Here's why. High pressure is in control, my friends, and so that means you are going to have a lot of that sinking air, not a lot of cloud cover, perfect clear skies. But as that high starts to move to our south and east, we start to see those winds coming out of the south and east as well. This is going to allow for things to gradually get warmer, especially as we go through the middle of the week. But also pay attention to this region of low pressure coming out of the Rockies. That's going to cause a blizzard across the high plains. But that really taps into that warmth for us, and we're going to watch those temperatures continue to increase and increase and increase. In fact, watch the surge of warmer air that's going to be coming into our picture by the time we get you towards Wednesday. Now, hang on to it, though, because things will get colder on the backside of that, but we're going to focus on the warmth for now, taking you hour by hour through the next couple of days. This is tomorrow night. We could see some cold rain working its way on in. That's also going to likely come with a lot of fog as well as that warmer air moves over that snowpack. This is Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures around 50. Wednesday night, temperatures actually getting warmer as that rain comes on in, but you get the surge of warmth with that region of low pressure to our west. By Thursday, it's possible that we could see some of those temperatures in the 60s. Now, we have not gone that warm just yet in our forecast, but typically your first 60-degree day comes around March 23rd. We were late on the 50. Perhaps we'll be early on that 60 there. In fact, we have a high of 55 right now, but we'll see if we do end up having to make that go a little bit higher into the low 60s. We're going to watch that. But the moral of the story is things are certainly getting warmer. Now, we will be below average beyond that. Our average temperature right around 45, though. And so we're only going to be a couple degrees below average. Still, things will be warmer, and we're going to see a lot more melting and more so systems coming our way producing rain instead of snowflakes flying around here. So things do begin to improve. Today, expect those highs right around 32 degrees. overnight tonight, lows falling into the teens. But here we go, folks. Here is the warm-up, along with possibilities of lightning and thunder returning to our forecast. In fact, if you're going to be in northern Illinois on Thursday morning at all, I'm watching that period for the potential of severe weather. Actually, I will be in northern Illinois Thursday morning, so of course I'm watching that one. But yeah, we are rocking and rolling right into springtime here.
We may have turned the corner.
We may have
Fingers
turned
crossed.
the corner. Hopefully, we can stay around the corner and winter is not lurking with
Upper
something
30s,
else.
I'll take
Yeah.
those too. That's not bad.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Linda Bartsch from the Bruce Company is here taking your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 270-9933. Linda is standing by. We'll get your calls right after this. Linda Bartsch from the Bruce Company is here taking your plant and garden questions, 270-9933. What a variety of plants you brought here today.
I did. I went for color. I have some primroses, and then I also have a number of different kinds of succulents. It's calancho, and then all the way to the African violets down in front. So those are little miniatures. So
what are these yellow things?
This one is called pocketbook plant.
It's pretty.
It is pretty.
And this I could even grow.
And if you can't grow anything, there you go.
It's fake.
It's fake.
With a little solar panel and lights up.
Don't overwater.
Okay, don't overwater. That's the thing with cactus. Don't overwater. All right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with Joan from New Glarus. Hi, Joan.
Hi. I have a question about orchids. When do you repot an orchid?
Well, this actually is probably, we're coming up to a time where it would be good to repot it. Make sure that you get rid of all the roots that don't look healthy, cut those off, and then I like bark chunks that you can pot it in.
Rather than soil.
Rather than soil, because otherwise, yeah, those are plants that actually grow on the branches of trees in their native situation, so they don't want to be wet too much. So don't do it in soil, get bark specifically
They grow through
orchids.
the air. They're like air plants, right?
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to Steve in Madison. Hi, Steve.
Hello?
Hi. Which question?
Yes, will perennial plants be hurt by the polar vortex that we just had?
Well, fortunately, when we were really cold, we did have a lot of snow cover. So that will keep them protected. Now, we have to see, this is the period that can be very iffy because we're going to have a lot of snow melt, and then they're going to be exposed, and then if we get real cold at that time, that could be more damaging. And I'm also concerned about how wet we were last year. Perennials, it can have issues with being too wet when they go into the fall. So we'll just have to see.
Wait and see. But the polar vortex, they're probably protected from that.
No, they're protected from that, yeah.
Jennifer in Madison. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
Have I missed the window to trim my dogwood bushes? And if not, how low to the ground can I trim them and to get them to bush out?
All right, well, if you have things like red twig dogwoods, this is a very good time as long as you can get down to the soil, because you'll want to take out probably about a third or all of the canes that are not bright red. In this time of the year, you can see the brown ones. Cut those right down to the ground and leave the others. If it's quite tall, then you may want to prune the ones that you leave back to about 4 feet.
She wants them more bushy.
Bushy, because then you're going to stimulate new growth from the base of the plant, from the ground.
Now's the time.
This is a good time.
All right, Betty in Argyle. Hi, Betty.
Hi.
Hi.
I hear that you can put tea leaves in your soil. So my question is, can you just save your tea leaves over the wintertime and take them out of the bag and throw them in your soil? And then also coffee grounds.
Yes, no, I've heard of that, and I'm not exactly sure if the tea leaves, it's a very, very slow release type of fertilizer, I guess, and the coffee grounds will help with the aeration of the soil, but don't overdo it. You know, you're going to be mixing this in with soil outside, so it's not likely that you're going to be too heavily. If you're going to do it with houseplants, that's a different thing. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Yeah.
All right, Marilyn in Helenville. Hi, Marilyn.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to know, we're planting a tree, and I want it to be bright red when it colors.
Okay, in the fall,
in the fall?
Yes.
All right. Well, there are going to be a number of trees that will give you some nice color. Probably a type of red maple would work really well. And there is a hybrid that a lot of people are planting that is very, very brilliant red. So check out the different types of maples. Make sure that you have enough room for some of them. They get quite large.
Yeah, plan ahead.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jean in Lodi. Hi, Jean.
Hi. I would like to know, I have a Christmas cactus. It's 150 years old. It was my grandmother's, and it was getting so big. Do I dare replant it?
All right, 150 years, yes. Well, don't do it just now. Wait till we get a little bit where we have longer daylight. And when you repot it, do it very just a moderate amount of increase in size, because otherwise you're going to rot those roots.
All right.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility.
150 years, wow. All right, if you're on the line, stay there. Linda will talk to you off the air. We'll see you next time. Chris has one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we are focusing on the warmth that's going to be coming into the picture. In fact, watch these temperature trends across the country as we go through the next couple of days. This is into Wednesday afternoon, 70s down south, but watch those 60s work their way into town perhaps on Thursday. This model could be just a little bit too warm, but the moral here is a lot of warmth is on the way.
Nice change from what we've been having. All right, Chris, thank you. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.